Hey, how's it going everyone, and welcome back. My name is Martin, and Bungie just had their second reveal livestream for the Age of Triumph, this time talking about weekly rituals. And now this one wasn't quite as exciting as the first one, but there's still some pretty cool stuff to talk about in here, namely talking about exotic ornaments, the new Daybreak strikes, and a bunch of other additions. So let's get into it. So first off, as I said, new exotic ornaments. We've got a bunch of new ones here coming for the following weapons: the Vex Mythoclast, Necrochasm, Touch of Malice, No Land Beyond, Saurus Regime, Dragon's Breath, and Lord of Wolves. So that's going to be really cool. I'm really looking forward to these just because I'm a sucker for customization in video games, so I'm looking forward to these new skins. Now, these new ornaments can be obtained from the Eververse in Treasure of the Ages boxes, and these new treasure boxes contain items from every single previous live event. So every single item from the Eververse that has appeared in previous updates, from the Radiant treasures, the Sterling treasures, etc., they can now be obtained again from these new Treasure of the Ages boxes, as well as some new items such as a new armor set, which looks to be a blue armor set that's been bumped up to legendary, the new ornaments as mentioned, 2 new ships, and 3 new shaders. So if you missed anything in the past, such as maybe some masks from the Festival of the Lost that you really wanted, well, now you have a chance of getting them again from these new boxes. Now, you do get 3 boxes for free each week, one from the weekly story playlist, one from the weekly Siva Crisis playlist, and one from the weekly Crucible playlist. The Silver Dust vendor kiosk in the tower next to the Eververse has also been updated with a bunch of new pages now that contains pretty much every single item from previous updates that you could get in the treasure boxes, so that now you can purchase them with any Silver Dust that you have remaining. This includes everything such as Festival of the Lost masks, emotes, SRL emblems, gear, everything. Lord Shaxx now has 2 weekly Crucible bounties, one for the 6v6 playlists, and now sells arena engrams which grant Crucible armor in exchange for Silver Dust. Moving on to the rest of the weekly rituals and their changes now, Year 1 players will be happy to hear that the blue Nightfall Flames are returning. Now, for those that don't know what the Nightfall Flames are, when you completed a Nightfall in Year 1, you would gain these blue flames around your character's head, just as a way of showing that you've completed it, and you'd also gain a 25% increase to all XP gains for that week until the next reset. So finally, now that has returned for anybody that was interested in that. We now also have the Daybreak modifier for Nightfall strikes, and as many predicted, this is essentially the Mayhem Crucible playlist, but applied to strikes. So Daybreak is a modifier only for the Nightfall strike and will only appear once a month in the rotation, and it adds all the epic modifiers to the strike, making everything much more difficult, but your abilities such as your super, your melee and your grenades will recharge much faster, much like Mayhem Clash. The light requirement for the Nightfall is now also 380 instead of 390, the Challenge of the Elders is now also returning at 390 light, the Siva Crisis Strike playlist now drops rewards up to 390 light as well, so this is just for those that maybe don't get to do many raids or don't do much else, then you can still keep up and still reach 390 light just by doing Siva Strikes. And lastly, the daily story missions are now weekly story missions instead. So this is also just one of those things for people that maybe don't get to play every single day but still want to be able to earn those legendary marks and those rewards. Then as long as you can still do 5 story missions in that playlist for the week, then you can earn legendary marks 5 times instead of having to do them individually each day. As I said earlier, you also receive a total of 3 free Treasure of the Ages boxes each week, one from the weekly story playlist, one from the weekly strike playlist, and one from the weekly Crucible playlist. So that is all we have for this week's reveal live stream. We still have one more stream to go next Wednesday, so stay tuned for that. As always, I do hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, positive ratings are greatly appreciated, and I'll talk to you next time.